Just Between Us, a show where we explore the mysteries of the world through what they do in Dungeons and Dragons. No, Angels and Demons.
Symbology. You've never played Dungeons and Dragons a day in your life.
That's because I have read the book Angels and Demons.
I imagine you've read all of Dan Brown.
No, just Angels and Demons.
Oh, I thought you would be sort of a completionist. Like, even if you don't like it, you gotta finish it.
Ew, I never do that with anything.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I'll stop anything dead in the middle. I'll be watching a show, and I'll be 17 minutes in, and it'll be like the third episode, and I'll be like, I'm done.
That's admirable.
So this week, I thought we would talk about the very real feeling of gender disappointment.
And not on my end.
I know, this is a term that I learned since sharing the news that I'm not only having a son, but I'm absolutely devastated about it.
He's gonna see this.
Why would he watch this?
This is what we've been talking about too. Why would he watch this? I guess all my friends who have famous parents don't really watch their stuff.
Also, once he's born, I'm going to stop talking about him. And, I'm not going to, tell... Well, I don't know exactly what I'll do, but I'm going to respect his privacy. But he's not even born yet.
I guess to be fair, whatever, it's on the internet, but definitely when I was born, my parents and their family members talked openly about how they wanted a boy, which, gotcha, bitch. But they talked openly about that.
Right, I'm not going to say it to his face.
Sure,
He's going to have to look for it.
I'm going to say it to his face. You better transition.
I bet by the time that he is of that age, the YouTube won't exist anymore because we'll be kind of in,
a North Korea sort of
AI,
situation. Yeah.
Sort of dystopia.
That'd be crazy if they deleted YouTube. Just delete.
Yeah, so I've never wanted a boy. I used to make jokes when I was younger that I would just give the boy away.
Yes, I remember those.
So this isn't coming out of nowhere.
No, you've said this the whole time I've known you.
That I never wanted a boy. From the moment I was pregnant, I knew it was a boy.
I know, you've said.
I had a deep sense that it was a boy, and I was right the whole time. So now everyone has to listen to me about everything.
I mean, how much more evidence does the world need of that? We've got it all, Your Honor. Just bring out the dossier. This is very funny because I was thinking about, I watched a little bit of the Starter Marriage podcast, Allison.
Oh, thanks so much for watching a little bit of it.
I watched the YouTube episodes. I can't listen. I enjoy watching the YouTube episodes.
Did you watch all of them? Or just...
No, just a couple. Just one. Maybe just one. But the one I watched, you were saying that it made me think of you being unsure of how to now I have a white man. And I think that's so funny to be the white man is coming from inside the house.
Yeah, I mean there's the element of raising a white boy with the last name Blakesley.
Yeah, I watched that one.
That's thanks so much for your time.
You don't read shit of mine. Oh.
I read Bad with Money, the book.
Okay, well, so did your mom.
So
I bet your mom would read my Substack.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think your dad reads my Substack.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure that he does.
You know what you could do for me, though?
What?
Is that you could just, in the background, you could just play the podcast on double speed on Apple and Spotify.
On Apple, okay, yeah.
And Spotify.
Okay.
And just not even listen.
Well, at that point, I would listen.
No, it doesn't, you can be doing something else. You could be,
you
could be hooking up with a stranger. And you can just have it going on in the background, 2-speed. Let me get that download.
No, I'll do it, but I have stuff on in the background all the time. You know who doesn't need more of my money and time? Sorry to this woman, Sarah Marshall and Michael Hobbs. They don't need any more of my...
play mine, double speed.
I know, I'll play yours.
You don't have to ingest any of it.
Yeah, I'll play yours.
Did you rate me yet? Did you give it a rating and a review?
Yeah, I gave it a 1 star.
You were the one
I was the 1 star. I said, this blonde guy, as an adult, get out of here. That's what I said.
Well, if anyone is thinking about giving me a birthday present for free, if you could rate and review Starter Marriage, that would be huge, because my birthday is this Friday.
I become a truther. I'm just you know how people thought Beyonce wasn't pregnant? I just start anonymously posting that I don't think you're pregnant.
Well, I saw the baby today.
How is he?
He was pretty mellow.
Yeah.
He was just like in a pretty chill position, and then he like kicked his feet, which was cute.
What if you have the most mellow boy of all time?
That'd be amazing.
Just a mellow, chill dude.
I think a lot of this has to do with aesthetics, unfortunately.
Girl.
Which I know is a problem.
Okay.
Look, I'm just going to voice all the things that are a problem that I'm thinking.
Sure, okay.
Like when I just like think about decorating the nursery.
Yeah.
And like I went to Crate and Barrel.
Sure.
That's not true. Well, I did go there. They had nothing. I went to West Elm and they had something. And just like looking at the different like sheets and colors.
Yellow.
I don't know. Like it's less exciting to me.
Dinosaurs, purple.
But I also wonder, like,
less exciting. What were you hoping for? Just like a parasol bed with a cover thing. That's like what were you hoping for? You know, one of those Victorian beds that have like the draping.
You know that a baby goes in a crib, right?
I know, but you're expecting that to be like over the crib.
No,
like,
I'm just saying that I didn't like the more gender neutral options. I'm drawn to Look, I'm being
well.
ridiculous.
So then what? So then get some boy shit. Make it baseball and dinosaurs.
I don't want to do that.
So then let him be with a little.
Well, obviously, the nursery is going to be animal themed.
Sure, of
that
course.
was going to happen either way.
So get a bunch of hippos and tutus, whatever. Who cares?
You know, you're not being very nice.
What do you mean?
You're not being nice to me.
I'm saying you can make the nursery of your dreams. You don't have to. Who cares what his gender is?
But you're being dismissive of my.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm trying to solve the problem.
You're not just
classic man.
Classic man.
Complain. I'm sorry. I'm trying to solve the problem by saying you should have a pink. Do whatever pink room you want.
Now the thing is I can't tell if I am just not looking forward to having a boy and therefore not looking forward to having a baby at all because of gender disappointment, or if just the hormones coursing through my veins, and then feeling sick all the time, means I wouldn't feel excited even if it was a girl.
I think so, but I don't know. I mean, you had a lot of fantasies about a girl, so could be that you would feel differently if it was a girl. But also, once the baby's out of you and you're not sick and it exists, I think that's a different mindset.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. I'm not judging myself, even though I'm sure many of the viewers will, because I think that, like, I can't trust any of the feelings that I'm feeling right now.
Exactly.
Kind of about, like, anything.
Yeah.
And so I'm just sort of riding this out. And maybe, maybe once I can, like, feel the baby and the baby feels more real, but I, like, have no ability to visualize my future with this child. And to visualize what the kid will look like or what it will be like to have a son.
Counterpoint, that maybe that's positive because you have no expectations. You're not like, oh, he better like baseball or I'm going to freak out.
Well, he better have a lot of hair.
Okay.
I feel strongly that he should come out with a lot of
bald
hair.
baby that comes out bald. What are you, Charlie Brown? But
well,
I'm just saying,
it's a sign of strength to have a full toupee.
Samson, we all know it. We all know the Bible.
Can we insert the photo of me as a baby?
Yes, with the hair.
Yes.
And I too had a full head of hair.
And look, you can become a mid-level YouTube star.
Exactly. Full head of hair, that's strength, baby. Yeah, I think a lot of parents, regardless of gender disappointment or excitement, feel like the baby is not real. They have no connection to the baby until it's like out. And even then, it's like getting it. Okay, sorry to say. It's like getting a dog where for like the first week, you're like, I don't even know you. And then once like a year's gone by, you're like, I love this dog. I
would love a dog right away.
But sometimes you're getting to know their patterns. You're trying to figure out like what they do. With Beans, it felt like roommates for a bit. I was like, what are you into? What are your hobbies and tastes? I don't know. I'm finding out. Do we mesh? Maybe we do.
Yeah. And I think it's also like encouraging that like John isn't worried about this at all.
No, John's thrilled.
Or no, that like he's not worried that like I'm so upset that it's a boy or that I like feel no excitement about having a baby.
Sure.
Because I think he just has faith that like it will kick in. And so to feel like I don't have to like hide these feelings from him, but that I can just like vocalize them and be ridiculous is helpful.
Huge. It's gonna be fun. I was thinking about like when the baby can walk and stuff, just like padding around. I'm like, that's crazy. That's so fun. You'll teach it to read. Yeah. He'll watch. You'll probably get a lot of Bluey and Miss Rachel in. Yeah. Bluey's good, I heard.
I
Or make them watch stuff with make them watch Seinfeld or stuff with a narrative because that's what you like.
There's a lot of time between now and that.
I know. I'm so ahead of myself.
I just feel not good that it's a boy. And I don't know if I'd be feeling this to a certain extent with a girl.
Well, it's unknown. You don't know what it's like to have a baby, so it's scary.
I don't know what it's like. I've just never felt really that connected to a little boy.
Interesting.
Like my nieces, I was like so drawn to them, and I'm so close with them, and like I don't know. It's just like like some of my friends' kids are boys, and I love them. But
Liam's great.
Yeah, Liam's great.
Clark's great.
But I don't know, like I just like the idea of like a little baby penis, and that they get little erections. I don't want to deal with like a little erection.
Who does?
I'm gonna have to wear a hazmat suit.
That's true.
He's gonna piss all over me.
Girls, okay, but girls be peeing up in the air too.
Yeah.
Also, a woman at my work today, who's very sweet. She has a little puppy, and she was like, "It's so funny, his balls dropped." And I was like, "Oh," and then she was like, "Feel them." She made me.
You did it?
I went like this. She was like, "Oh, it's so funny. Like, look, like," and then she put him, he's an adorable puppy. She put him up to me and was like, "Touch him." And I was like, and I just put a gentle, but she was like, "Look at how funny that is." I don't think it's funny.
I'm not going to do that with you and my baby.
No, please don't. That baby is going to be wearing jean shorts in the tub.
My baby?
Yeah, like a never nude.
Yeah. I just think it's interesting that during this moment, this like transformative moment of being pregnant and my body doing this incredible thing of growing another person, I am kind of my worst self. And I'm just thinking a lot of like really ridiculous stuff, and I'm just like a Debbie Downer, and I'm like not excited, and I'm just like ugh.
Well, a lot of moms probably relate to that. I think motherhood is painted a certain way that it's definitely not. Pregnancy is painted a certain way that it's definitely not, and it's better now to be able to talk about it. Also, you happen to be pregnant when our country is falling into fascism, so that's also kind of a real mind fuck.
And I'm on a book deadline.
Your mom said you're on a book deadline. We've turned into Nazi Germany.
Right.
So it's sort of a lot.
Yeah.
World War III is kind of imminent. So that's a big one.
I do like the color blue.
That's what I'm saying. Like a pale blue, robin's egg. And your mom's friend is Robin.